Hey, beautiful souls. Nick here, the kids coach. If you've clicked on this video, this is your free masterclass on a few philosophies that I've personally found phenomenal working with children, helping families in the world of kids, personal development, and mindset, emotional regulation, and all the things that they really need nurturing them to be the best humans that they can. So bear with me. I'm going to time myself. I do like to chat. I'm ADHD, but it's all recorded. You can go back and watch it. And in this video, it should be about half an hour of a lot of free advice, content. And then at the end, I will talk about different ways of working with me. And I will give prices because I hate those gimmicks. I hate those things. So it's a half an hour. First of all, 25 minutes of free coaching advice in regard to families and kids and holistic healing. So why kids coaching? Why the kids coach? Other way. Why the kids coach? I have been in personal development myself for about 12 to 13 years. And I'm 42 now, so this is 2024. I'm 42. I have 3 children, and I've been through a journey, haven't we all? Like, I've been through a journey. The reason that I specifically went looking for personal development and other ways of, searching for clarity, for love, for help, for healing, was because I was a drug addict. And, you can go listen to some of my podcast or some of my socials. I won't go into too much of the grimness of it, but literally sessions with coaches saved my life. And this is personal development philosophies. These are holistic healing. Most of the healing sessions, it doesn't cost anything. You can breathe, you can listen to music, you can cry, ask for help, talk therapy. A lot of this stuff you can listen to on Spotify. There are so many free options out there. I'm not always saying you have to go find a coach, but the reason that I've created this is because I was deeply unhappy in my 20s and 30s, and I did exactly what society said I should do. I married a man, I had children, I had a big house, I had the cars, I traveled overseas, and I was still deeply unhappy. Most humans question their sense of self-worth, their love, their ability to show up in the world. We have anxieties, we have issues, we have limiting beliefs, and they all stem from childhood, whether it's from school, from parenting, from family, from siblings. We all get stuck in our head. It's the way that it happens. And for me, it just became a no-brainer. Why are we not teaching emotional regulation techniques, behavioral support, love, understanding, being able to speak for deep vulnerability to our children? When I started learning personal development, I started doing this with my own children. I would bring home and ask them to unpack their anger, speak in different ways, rattle off positive language, and really have deep, beautiful conversations with them. And that's made me a better mother. I'm based in Adelaide, by the way, but you can do all my programs online. I got quite a name for learning for being the holistic coach that would work with children, because I believe my superpower is the ability to make a personal development philosophy modality a game for kids. Give me some glitter, give me some chalk, give me anything, and I can make it a game so you can unpack it and make it super easy for kids. I do have my 5-day free course as well. If you haven't got that, make sure you tag or contact me in one of my socials and you can get that as well. So for me, it just became a no-brainer as to why would we not want to bring this personal development to our children. So I developed the kids coaching program. And the pillars that I think that are most successful is being seen and heard. Children these days, and not all, but we're here in Australia, the education system, they send them home when they're naughty. And then you as a parent have to, advocate for your child when they have emotional and behavioral needs. So the education system in general is failing. A lot of kids have anxiety. They don't want to go to school. There's other, aspects in there. as a whole, the education system is doing the best that it can. I'm not here to berate that. The medical system wants to fill our kids with the different medications and different things, and obviously you need to discern and advocate for your own child whether that's right for you. But what happens after the medications wear off, or after that prescription, or after that next thing? How do they know how to move through or behave in different ways if they're not taught the techniques and different modalities on how to regulate their own nervous system, to be able to speak with vulnerability? So I think that every kid needs a mentor that is not family related. When we are deeply seen by another human being, deeply seen, you light up. If somebody says to you, "Oh my God, you're amazing. I'm so proud of you. I can see the work you're doing here," your boss, somebody else, maybe a friend, maybe whatever, you light up. When it comes from a parent or a family member, we kind of brush it off, or a partner even, because we're so used to it. If they're telling us that they're proud of us or they love us, we've got used to it. So it's of course they say that. Or if a parent or a friend or partner asks you to do something, you're like, yeah, whatever. But if a stranger or somebody that admiring asks you to do something, you genuinely will work with them very well. So for me, the way that I work, which is completely different than I've been taught, or I believe other coaches work, is we connect, we empower, and then we can play and grow with our children. So connect, empower, play, and grow. So I'm just going to share my beautiful screen with you guys. Let me see if I can do that with. So connect, empower, play, and grow. The connect part is really, really important. Now, I'm not just talking about myself. I have 120 kids coaches around the country, around Australia, that work with children in all different modalities. We have chefs and counselors and coaches and mama bears and papa bears and PTs and counselors, all working within their own skill set, teachers, educators. When we connect with a child, we want to make sure that they're totally comfortable. It can be connecting via FaceTime, via Zoom, or in person in your studio, in your home, or in their home. And that connection is so important. Talking about maybe some things that you've been through, how you've helped children, or whatever else. But the empowerment part is probably the biggest part of this. We empower children by giving them a choice. Now, none of us, me included, ever work with a child or a family unless the kid picks us. So a mum could come, a grandparent, teacher, whatever. I always say, let the kid interview me. And then if they want to work with me, then I will. And it 100% works every single time, because we're giving them a choice. They don't get to pick their teacher at school. They don't get to pick their doctor or their OT or their psychologist, wherever you're dragging them. So by giving them a choice, I empower. I also empower them by showing them, isn't your parent, mum, dad amazing? Because they're asking for help here. They don't know, how to help you with this issue, anxiety, anger, whatever it is. And so they're asking for help. Isn't that amazing? So we're empowering them to see the modeling behavior of asking for help and speaking their truth with vulnerability. And then I say, if you don't want to work with me, you want to work with a crazy pink hair lady, I'll find you someone better. So all my kids coaches, this is the one thing that they must copy, and then just live in their passion and alignment with their skill set. So connect, empower. When a child says yes, and they always do, when they say yes, you can then do any kind of session with them. You can play with them. You can, move their body. You can run. You can primal scream. You can do breath. If you're energetic, you can do energy work with them. You can talk about things if you're trauma-based, if you're a counselor. In all my programs, I teach games on how to play, whether it's music or dance parties or breath or crystals or energies or typing on the computer. Everything can have a lot of fun around it, because how do we learn? When we laugh, when we giggle, when we're connecting. So the connect, empower, play, grow, all combined together. And the growth part The growth part is that every single interaction can be a healing growth opportunity. Every single one. Reframing something in a positive way. Isn't that amazing that this has challenged you? Because what are we going to learn from that? Isn't that amazing that we don't like to call mistakes, but that challenge, that behavior, that thing happened today? What did we learn from it? What did we learn we didn't like? There's always a good thing when you're curious and you look at it from a different lens. And sometimes the parents or teachers or whatever else don't have time to backpedal or have these debriefing conversations, which is so important as to why kids coaching. So not only that, connect, empower, play, grow, 100%. You need to give children choices, and that can go for parents that are watching this or whatever else. If you can give your child a choice, it empowers them so that they can make their better choices in life in general. The next thing that I want to talk about is energetics and yes and no's. I guess that's probably the biggest one that comes up with kids, and I guess it's the biggest one that we as all human beings battle against. You know, how many of us say yes when we don't mean it? You know, like, oh yeah, I should do that, I shouldn't. So I teach this a lot in my classes, yes and no's, and I'd love for you to discern and play with this one yourself. I do it with pendulums. I do it with energetics. I'm not going to display that today because that's in my course. And also it's a little hard to demonstrate without interaction, but it's something you can do. But a yes and no is a feeling. So you would all know this, you know, when you've had like maybe the shivers or an excited feeling, you know that that's a, you know, a yes. Or you've had the anxiety feeling and you've, you know, maybe felt sick or you felt like no or pushing back, you get a no feeling. But yet we don't really listen to that. If we can teach our children to listen to their yes and no's, and with kids, I always say the good voice and the bad voice. So sometimes, you know, we want to push against, we want to, you know, a mum and dad tell us not to do something. So we like want to do it. Like it's just it's a human nature characteristic, or that competitive thing. Someone says, I can do that better. You're like, no, you can't, I can. So we want to find inside of us where those yeses live, where that fire lives, where that passion is. And you want to just close your eyes and scan your body for your yes. Could be passion, could be fire. I like to use the word soul, but you could say God or universe or whatever. Show me what my body does when I know that this is a yes. Now, this is a practice. So if you haven't done any body or somatic work, it might feel really, really weird. But you want to check in. If you can't feel a yes in your body, I want you to go back to a memory where you were doing something and you knew that that's exactly what you wanted. Maybe if we're talking to adults here, when you bought a car, when you bought a house, when you knew that you met that person, they were going to be your friend or your partner, you just knew it was a yes. There was a feeling that told you that, not a to-do list, not a, it wasn't an analytical decision, it was a feeling. So go back into a memory where you felt it and re-anchor that into the body now. So for me, I get a little tingle, but I'm so used to energetics and using my body. But 10 or 15 or 10 or 12 years ago when I started hypnotherapy, I didn't know what this was. I'd get this little, that's my yes. I can feel it vibrating in my body. So then I want you to practice your nose. And this is a game that you can start playing with kids. Ask them the yes, ask them the nose. Where do they feel that? Listen to the language that I'm using here. So then a no is like, just ask your body what a no feels like. It'll be something different. It'll be in your head or it'll be in your chest, it'll be in your body, and it'll either push you back or make you maybe have anxiety. You know that that's the wrong thing to do. This is a really good thing to listen to. Number one, for yourself, but number two, for your kids, to teach them, you know, not just right and wrong, not just A and B choices, but what are your yes and no's? What do you really need or want? And if they say, I don't know, that's okay. That's a perfect one. You want to say, oh, but what if you do know? Could we be curious about that? Now, obviously, I'm talking for a little bit older kids here right now, a little bit harder when we're talking about younger ones, but we can still be integrating in this language. So we want to empower our children, especially if we're working with new people. We want to teach them our yes and no's from a very young age so that we as adults can follow our yes and no's and follow our souls, like follow our purpose and passion in life. And the other thing that I wanted to go over in this masterclass. Now I close my eyes because I am quite intuitive and I had something, I don't have anything written down here, guys. I fly by the seat of my pants. I've been studying for a long time. There's something else that I wanted to teach you guys, which was asking questions. Every single person just wants to be seen and loved and know that they're worthy and connected. When you hold space for somebody or your own child, they actually already know the answer inside of them. They just need someone to hold space for them. And sometimes it is not the parent. Sometimes you do need somebody else to kind of like help with that. But asking them, what do you need? What supports do you need? That is the big one. And if they say, I don't know, then you can say, I don't know either. How about we get some help together? That is the first step. Saying out loud something that you need help with, something that you've got a fear about, something that you're ashamed about, something that you can't quite do yet, something that you need help working on, an emotion or behavior. Saying it out loud means that your unconscious mind is already starting to heal it, starting to fix it, and the universe will start putting people in place to make that happen. So on that, there's one more thing. I know I've jam-packed this a lot in here before I get into packages and prices and how I work. There was one more thing that I did want to teach, and that is this. What was the one thing that you needed to hear as a child? The one thing, and I'm not, belittling any parents. My parents are amazing. They always told me that they love me, that I'm proud of me, that I could do anything. The one thing I needed to know was that I was enough and that I was perfect the way I am. I people pleased my whole life. I got bullied. I didn't have friends sometimes in different places in primary school. And I didn't know that being myself was totally okay and people would like me for that I was enough. It still hits me now when I say it out loud because, I still have doubt sometimes that my body, my looks, my ability in business is enough. But I know that I definitely am. And it's one thing that I now say to my kids, that they are enough, that they are perfect. So I want you to think about something that you could reiterate to your children that is going to be super powerful, super emotional. That'll help them in their journey. Maybe you've got kids in care, maybe you're a foster parent too. Something that they need to hear. I remember one time I did tell a kid at school who was, when I was, in a support services role, that I was proud of him. And I will never forget this child. His little eyes looked up off the page and stared me dead in my soul. And he said, really, Nicole? No one's ever said that to me before. Now, I don't care if you sign up for my programs or not. It's why I'm not a millionaire. It doesn't really matter. But if we can help one kid at a time heal across the world, this is my life's passion and this is what I'm doing. So without further ado, I'm going to go into some prices and packages and how I work. There are 3 different ways of working with me. There's 2 online programs or there's one-on-one. And then there's also random workshops and retreats that I'll be running across the country and also hopefully overseas this year as well. I want to inspire you to do this work with children, and that's why I've got these packages available. You can also look up the testimonials of the beautiful students I have taught. There's 120, I think, across Australia now. I'm going to share my beautiful screen with you guys. So we're going to go to level 1. So the foundations program is working with kids, and it's by my original business, Children's Safe Space, because all children need to feel safe. Now, in this module, in this particular program, there's 9 modules of videos, and it goes through my Connect, Empower, Play, Grow. It goes through energetic games and how to use those kind of things if you're interested in that. Module 3 is all the stuff that you need in business, how to work with children, mandated reporting, invoicing, NDIS. I haven't even really talked about that today, guys, but we do leverage NDIS as support workers in this, client agreements, and invoicing. I then teach you bios, getting clear in business, social media, marketing, how to find your clients. So this is running your own business. And then all the other modules, we go into emotional regulation, how to work with different children with different disabilities, play therapy, play therapist, all those types of things. So you get the modules released straight away now. And the investment is $3,500. It's $3,500 paid up front, credit card. It's $4,333 if you want to do a payment plan with me and my business. Or if you want to go to the broker, you can upgrade and get extra sessions, extra one-on-ones with me, and the broker will do a loan at $40 a week. So it's 3.5 or upgrade to 5 and get extra one-on-one sessions with me. Most people, you can see the testimonials there afterwards. Most people fall down in business because they don't believe in themselves. 2, life gets hard, and 3, it's scary to change. The next package that you can do with me is the masters. And again, the reason that I've done masters is for the very fact that level 1, sometimes that's not enough. And also maybe you want to become an energetic, holistic coach yourself. So the masters is a 6-month program. You get all the online content, you get the level 1, that pink package there, you get sessions with me, and then you get these 6 pillars. So every month we go through a pillar, which number 1 is connection, 2 is energetics, 3 is communication, power of healing and semantics, re-parenting and teaching, and then business and purpose. And each week we go through a new healing. So the first one is heart opening and connection. The next one's mindset and belief. And every single week I teach you a different kind of coaching strategy and behavior and session that you could do in your coaching. So it's a 6-month program online. You rock up every week to a online Zoom, live Zoom with me and the group of people. It's normally about 10. The next one will be the dates and times when it's released. They're normally released every 3 months. So that is 11,000. Let's get into it. So you get extra sessions with me, you get accountability, you get where's the pricing on this one, guys? So I can show you real quick. It's 11,000 straight up. Now that can be done with the broker at $66 a week. It's super cheap. If you did want to do an in-house payment plan, we do bump it up because it's going to take you a year or so to pay off. Now we can negotiate different payment plans and different things with my finance beautiful lady. I have to say that. No, I don't have to say that. That is my mum. But we do negotiate as well. It's not about where you're at. It's about making it back. Now, in saying that, I do have clients that are turning over $40,000 a month. I've got clients that are making $1,000 a day. I've got clients that haven't done stuff with it, but I'm always there. You have lifetime access with me in my containers, over 100 hours of content in the level 1 to watch and get you motivated. Live chat every single day, 24/7. Well, I'm not 24/7, but pretty well. And you get my master coaches as well. You can also promote in my group, which is totally different to most coaches as well. You can promote, advertise, and I share everything as well. And if you're not looking for that, if you're looking for a kids coach yourself, I've got 120 across Australia. If I'm not the right person to work with your child, I have limited spaces available. Then I've got loads of other people that might be perfect or right for your child or for your family, plus unlimited people that I've known in this area for a really long time. I forgot to mention, in my master's program I have 6 other master coaches that come and do healings with you. So we do the healings so that we can help others, guide them through their own healings. So we do our inner child, breath work, meditation, NLP, hypnotherapy. All of that's included in the 6-month program, and there is a couple of spots left for one-on-one with me. I think there's actually only 1 spot left, and that's a very intimate relationship, and we could book a chat if you feel the vibe. My son said that's cringe. He's 17. I'm not allowed to say the vibe. Apparently I'm too old for that. But if you are feeling the vibe, because it is an energy and I'm the right teacher for you, I would love to meet you in person or on a Zoom and we can go and chat from there. Now, I do speak very quickly, but everything can be reiterated either with a one-on-one appointment with me, but I don't like bullshit. So that's why I've given it to you straight. I've given you some great coaching tips at the beginning. Connect with your children, empower them, play with them, grow, teach them yes and no's, and then say something to them that you desperately needed to hear as a child, and everything will shift. From my heart to yours, I'm giving you so much unconditional love, and I really can't wait to meet you in my network.